Well, good morning, everybody. It is 5:30 in the morning, and we are going to take our first trip into Glacier National Park, and we are starting out with a great sunrise.
Right, some good news on that. The Glacier National Park is open. Some bad news on that is it's only open as far as Lake McDonald Lodge, which is not very far into the park. But we're going to go to Lake McDonald today, check out Lake McDonald, try and get some footage around the lake. Hopefully the lake's going to be nice and calm when we get there.
Yep, and Epcar, we're going to go through Epcar. We may stop in at the Visitor Center on our way back out, since of course it's 5:30 in the morning, so it's not going to be open right now. I'm not sure what all is open. They're in the process of opening some of that stuff. So we are going to go and see what we can find and hopefully get some really nice shots of the lake on a still morning, because it's not windy. The weather is beautiful, and it was nice yesterday.
Glacier National Park, baby.
Let's
finally.
go.
I have set my sails on fire and watched my vessel sink, 'cause I've seen the shores of every tide, but I still wished I was in your sea. I have buried my wandering heart deep into the earth, 'cause when we were mountaintops apart, oh how I long for your valley deep. Oh.
Well, first trip into Glacier National Park. Can only go in as far as Lake McDonald Lodge at this point in time. This is one of the early pull-offs. We stopped here because the reflection in the lake is pretty nice right now. The lake's fairly calm. So hopefully you guys will get a view of that. Alice has got her camera out again, taking some photos. So hopefully we'll get a couple of good ones that we can drop into the video and share with you. See what I can do. I'm kind of precariously standing on tree roots and stuff along the edge of the water, but check out that view.
Anywhere I run, I can see the sun, 'cause you are the light.
So in this video, Alice is as tall as me because we're standing on stairs.
Yay! It's the perfect height.
And she's one up from me. But here we are inside Glacier National Park at McDonald Lake. We've stopped in a couple times and taken a few photos. If anything, I would imagine we'll get at least a couple good ones. Sky's not perfect for photos today. And just a tip, something we learned this morning. We left our campground at 5:30 to get to Glacier National Park when it opened. And guess what? It didn't open until 8. So we got here at 6, turned around, and then we went to Kalispell to a place called Sislow's.
For breakfast.
For breakfast.
Yep.
Awesome breakfast. Alright. Alice is barely in frame. So here we are.
Short.
Come this way, shorty. So here we are in the Lake McDonald Lodge parking lot. Barely found a spot.
It is packed.
It's full. A bunch of people are biking because apparently you can still bike up going to the Sun Road. I don't know how far, but a certain distance, I'm sure. And everybody appears to be taking advantage of that if they own a bicycle. So we got in shortly after the gates opened and barely were able to get a parking spot.
Yeah.
So we're getting ready to go walk around here at the lodge and see what there is to see. So since the going to the Sun Road is closed at the Lake McDonald Lodge, we're doing like so many others of us. You're allowed to walk or bike past the closed point up the road, so we're just going to walk up maybe a couple miles and see if there's anything to see.
But come to find out, it's closed usually until mid to late June anyway due to the snow on the road. And so that's one reason why it's still closed at this point, is because there's still the snow on the road through Logan Pass.
All right, so we were hiking up the road and ran into a really nice park ranger and talked to her for a little bit, and she's right next to a trailhead for Johns Lake trailhead, and there is a waterfall, so we're going to take the Johns Lake trailhead.
So we are here, and this Johns Lake is only a half a mile, so we're going to walk up here to Johns Lake for half a mile, then we're going to continue on, cross over the horse bridge, and then we'll come back down here to Macdonald Falls, and then we'll continue walking down, and it leads us right back to where we are right now. It's about a 2-mile loop.
Yep.
And we will...
2-mile loop, and we're going to get to see the horse bridge, which should look like that.
And then we'll see Falls.
And then there's Johns Lake, but we'll show you the real thing when we get there.
Exactly. So, and then we'll let you know if it was worth the 2-mile hike.
This has been a really nice hike so far. Alice and I were just talking how the woods here and the trail reminds us of some of the trails we used to do in Oregon on the coast. And it's just pretty. The only downside is, of course, right now when you stop and you get in the sun to video yourself, you get swarmed by mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes.
Tons of them. But otherwise, not too bad.
Look at the scenery behind us. It's just all woods. It's so peaceful.
And turn the camera around and you can get a view of what's going on.
We just passed a couple that said that they saw a deer on the trail, so we're going to keep our eyes open.
To the Macdonald Falls. We're right by the bridge that goes across the river. There she is. Yeah, she's hiding in the background. She's actually getting her camera ready to take a couple pictures. So it's just been a great hike. Thought I'd walk up and try and get you a little bit closer to the waterfalls for a little bit better view of it. Just walked up the bank. Mosquitoes are bad, y'all.
You gotta love mosquitoes.
But the trail's pretty easy. It's not a hard trail to hike at all. There are benches in a couple spots where you could stop and take a rest if you wanted and just enjoy the view. We met a couple of people from Las Vegas, enjoyed a little conversation with them, and met a local artist that had his easel set up along the riverside and was working on a painting of the river, the waterfall, and the mountain in the background. That was pretty cool. It's just been a great little hike. So make sure, in my opinion, put this on your list of things to do in Glacier National Park. It won't take long, depending on how many times you want to stop and smell the roses.
Yep. Because we've been hiking for, what, about 3 hours.
About 3 hours.
Only because we've been stopping a lot, sitting and enjoying it, and really just, you know, having a great time. We don't, you know.
If you just want to do a quick hike, it's only like a 2-mile loop. So it's not a long hike or anything like that. But it definitely should go on your list of places to see.
Yeah.
Okay, so we just finished our hike of John's Loop Trail. What a beautiful hike. It's only a couple miles, very moderate to easy, I would say. So pretty much anybody can do it if we're able to do it. And it took us to the Macdonald Falls, which part of the falls are in the background, way back there. A large portion, probably the last half of the walk, was along the riverbank here. And as we're getting ready to finish, we're coming out and we got the lovely mountains behind us. Alice is starting to fall out of frame.
And if you keep turning,
McDonald
Lake is right back there. So
right.
This is where the river will run into the lake. And we saw the lake earlier today. We got some nice pictures with reflections. And yeah, what a great hike.
Great hike. So this is just first in a series of Glacier National Park trips that we're going to be taking. Our goal is, during the next 3 months that we're still in Montana, is to try and take a trip at least every other week, if not every week, to someplace cool inside of Glacier National Park, and hopefully provide you guys with a view of Glacier National Park that you've never seen before, and give you something else to choose from other than just going to the Sun Road and all the wildly popular destinations, which we will do those as well, but we're going to also get off the beaten path and do a few other things that maybe you haven't seen anywhere else before.
Yeah, we kind of want to, you know, say it as you want, but pick it apart to where we can show you more in depth of things, you know, such as this trail. It's a small trail. It's only 2 miles. It's super easy. If you are looking for something to do in an hour, most people can do a 2-mile hike in an hour, hour and a half. It just depends on how much time you want to stop
and enjoy, smell the roses kind of thing.